Bigotry is what put Ron DeSantis on the national map. I mean, that guy wouldn't be known across the country right now if it weren't for his weaponized, politicized bigotry that he has used during the 4 years that he has been governor of the state of Florida. And with just a couple days left until the voting ends for the midterms, Ron DeSantis is once again leaning in on that bigotry to gain a couple more votes. This week, Ron DeSantis' campaign sent out a mailer featuring a non-binary student wearing makeup in a graduation cap and gown, holding a diploma, with a little speech bubble that DeSantis' campaign put on there that says, "Thank you, Joe Biden and Charlie Crist, for making Floridians pay off my student debt." The mailer also says that hardworking Floridians will have to pay back student loans for degrees like gender studies and French poetry. The Biden-Crist college loan bailout will make inflation worse, punish hardworking taxpayers, and reward universities. And there's the non-binary student there with makeup on, to just really drive that point home, right? This person doesn't look like you, and you're going to have to pay for their degree. Taking, of course, bigotry to a new level. But more importantly, I can't say more importantly, I mean, bigotry is obviously a pretty big thing. I don't know why I said that. But also, in addition to that, telling Floridians, who stand to benefit greatly from student loan debt forgiveness, by the way, that the good thing the Biden administration did is somehow actually bad. Even though a majority of people in this country support it, Ron DeSantis wants to paint it as a negative, that people are going to be able to get rid of some of their debt. Like that's somehow bad. Like, oh no, you don't owe as much money back to the federal government. And these are the same people that want to tell rich people and corporations you don't have to pay all the money you owe to the government each year in taxes. So a little irony there, but it always comes back to the bigotry. That is what put DeSantis on the map, just like I said. Whether it's his Don't Say Gay legislation, whether it's his attack on critical race theory, which was never taught in Florida schools to begin with, it doesn't matter what it is. Everything DeSantis has done, a transgender athlete ban is another thing that comes up, it's all based on bigotry. It's not based on actual problems. It's based on his own personal bigotry. And that is how he has legislated, and that is what has made him a darling in the Republican Party today. So the big question is, can he actually turn this into something nationally? Look, DeSantis is ahead by double digits in the Florida gubernatorial race because Charlie Crist is, very weak. So Ron DeSantis is going to win. I don't want him to win. I will be voting against him. I will be voting for Charlie Crist. I encourage everybody else to vote for Charlie Crist. But I'm also not an idiot. I see the polls. DeSantis is going to win. That sucks. We got to live with it. We got to figure out how to fix it. But immediately after this election, not only is Trump going to announce, but DeSantis can also begin running for president as well. So the big question I have again is, sure, the bigotry is playing well for him here in Florida, but how is that going to play nationally? Is he going to be able to convince this country that the biggest problem facing them is whether or not a transgender woman is allowed to play a sport in college? Or are they going to be more concerned about their own wallets and their own bank accounts? Is he really going to be able to convince a nation that critical race theory is warping the minds of a generation that's not even being taught critical race theory? Or are they going to be more concerned about why the Republicans have done nothing and they're just launching investigation after investigation? I don't think DeSantis plays well nationally. I don't think he survives Republican debates. Charlie Crist beat the shit out of him in that debate those two had. Ron DeSantis sucks at debating, and he looked like an idiot. And I think that is going to give Crist a little bit of a boost, but unfortunately not enough to beat DeSantis. So DeSantis doesn't play nationally. So while we down here in Florida might be screwed for another 4 years, rest assured, rest of the country, you're probably never going to have to really deal with this man. That is our cross to bear. And as much as it sucks for us, I do sleep a little easier knowing that this man will never win a national election.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.